Hey, greetings everybody. Welcome back to the Air Warfare Group, and welcome back to the Case 3 Supercarrier series. This is Juice, and today we're going to be doing Phase 4, or what I call Phase 4, which is the inside 8 nautical miles down to the ball call. And this one's a pretty simple phase. We're pretty much flying at 1200 AGL, configured for landing. We're going to get our radar contact, and then we're going to get the ACLS lock on. We're going to fly all the way down to fly the needles, and I'll show you what I do in my cockpit when I'm flying this approach. So with that, let's go ahead and get it started, and I'll bring up my controls indicator for you guys. So here we go. And there goes controls indicator. Okay, so basically on this point right here, all you're doing is just trying to line up with the final approach fix. Was called out at 346. So if you can see, I'm over about 14 degrees to the right to get my center line lined up on the ILS needle. And as I get over there, I'm gonna correct back to 346, which is my final approach. I'm trying to hold around 1200 feet. I'm 6.6 DME right now from the Roosevelt. And we're right around 1200 feet. Now we're just trying to basically configure our aircraft and trim so that we can trim for on-speed AOA, but we want to hold our altitude until we intercept the glide path. Okay, now we've got needles now.
208 ACLS lock on 6 miles, say needles. 208 up and on. 208 concur, fly mode 2.
So we're flying a mode 2 approach now, which means I'm getting indications from the ship. They're concurring that they see the same thing I see on their system, and I'm basically flying the needles right now. So I'm going to keep my my velocity vector and my E bracket on the horizon until that top horizontal line that's just above the horizon starts to feed down, and he'll tell me when I'm approaching the glide path. So again, this is a pretty simple phase. Basically, you're just trying to make as many minute corrections as you can, so that when you get in close to the ship, you're not, off angle by more than 3 or 4 degrees. If you can get it down to you're almost off by no angle, you're doing perfect. Now, my tendency is, and what I notice that I do, is I tend to fly left of course too much, where I have to correct to the right, and we'll see how that comes out on this approach too. So we're just inside 4 miles now. So we're starting to pick up the glide paths. So I don't want to bring it down yet. I want to keep it up there until the glide path comes down to the circle on my velocity vector. Still trying to keep the water line on 5 degrees or close to it. Remember, I want to use my power in my left hand and not my stick in my right hand to control the descent rate. I want to use power. So I want to try to fix it. So you can see that I've got about 3 or 4 degrees, maybe 2 or 3 degrees nose high than I should be. So with this right here, I'm going to go ahead and drag the Eiffels out of the picture, because we wouldn't see that in the real world anyway. Needles are coming together now. Look at that. If you get them anywhere inside the circle, you're doing pretty good. And again, don't make this so hard on yourself. I have a mission that you can download. I'll put a link to it. This is on the Persian Gulf for the Supercarrier and FA-18. It's got a few other aircraft and modules that you can play with on it, but I'll put a link to it so if you guys want to try this. It's got a good weather balance, I think. Okay, we're at just inside 2 miles now. Needles are looking good. I can make out the ship a little bit. I can see the laser lineup light on the tail of the ship by the fantail below the ramp. And I'm still flying a little bit low, so I'm going to want to fly up a little bit. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to keep my E bracket velocity vector aligned for on speed, but I'm also trying to put that position above the ship, so that if I put it right on the ship, that means I'm going to fly to that location. Alright, so right there, we're going to pause it there. We're at the ball call. This has been Phase 4, guys. like I said, I broke it down into phases. If you haven't seen any of the other videos, go back to the full playlist. Check out the introduction, the teaser trailer, and then phase 1, 2, and 3, and then pick up here with phase 4. Phase 5 and the final phase will be coming after a little bit of vacation. I'll probably put that up in about a week. You guys take care. Everybody be safe out there, and see you in the next video. Cheers.